Welcome, everyone. This is our regular Tuesday session where we are talking all things trekking in Nepal. This week, what we're going to focus on is what to pack, what to take. And I know, oh, hi, Katie, how are you?
Hi.
Welcome to join the meeting.
Hi, Dinesh.
Namaste.
Yeah, as I was saying, we're going to focus today on talking about what to pack and what to take, particularly if you haven't visited Nepal yet. It can be a little bit daunting trying to figure out exactly what you think you might need and what you should take. And it's that age-old dilemma of not wanting to take too much, but then not getting there, and thinking, oh my God, I wish I'd bought such and such. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Just to introduce myself, my name is Michelle Hill. I'm a business and travel coach. I first fell in love with Nepal a bit over 8 years ago when I trekked to Everest Base Camp. It was my first introduction to, long hiking and my first time in Nepal. And it was probably the hardest thing I'd ever done up until that point in my life, but also the most amazing, the most exhilarating. And the growth and transformation that kick-started for me in my life was just amazing. And I got so much out of it that I went back 2 years later and did Annapurna Circuit, which is a very different style of trek. And again, lots of learnings, lots of growth, lots of hard work. But my passion now is wanting to share these experiences with as many people as possible and to help people understand that by pushing yourself and doing something like this, not only will you have the most amazing experience, but it will have an impact on your life ongoing. Now, joining me today is Dinesh Karki, who is a guide with over 20 years experience and has his own trekking company, Nature Explore Trek. And I'm going to let Dinesh introduce himself, and Katie is joining us just to follow along and ask any questions or add any insights that she might have that could add value for everyone. Over to you, Dinesh.
Namaste and good morning from Kathmandu. Thank you, Michelle. And I'm Dinesh Karki. We're born and brought from eastern part of Nepal, where the big mountains are located, like Everest, whatever, the many mountains. And I came here for last 25 years ago in Kathmandu. At the meantime, I started as my job, like working in tourism sector. Before I became the Dinesh Karki mountain guide, I accomplished many steps as became professional, like porter, helping people like 5-7 years. And after getting like experience, and then I became an assistant guide. At the meantime, helping for cooking kitchens, serve the food in the mountains for the people. After a decade experience in this field, and I finally became a full guide. That means like you have a responsibilities and then get like license to get big groups in mountains, which I've been like last 12 years with one of the toppest level company in Kathmandu. Then we guiding all over the Nepal, especially Everest region, Annapurna, Kanchenjunga, Manaslu, where the trekking activities mostly happened. And then also I've been guiding like a lot of groups in Tibet, India, Bhutan, especially in the West Tibet, where the holy Mount Kailas is located in the west part of Tibet. It's been like many years that I've been working, and finally, me and my other guide friends we established our company, Nature Explore Trek, where Michelle and I met in long time ago, almost 10 years ago now. And when she was the first time in Nepal for Everest Trek, Everest Base Camp Trek. And during this our one company journey, we've been like already nearly 10 years now, 9-10 years now. And we met so many different people from different countries, and hundreds of people we already provide service. And among of them, like more than like I would not say 100, but 90% giving us excellent feedback where people can go through their links like Facebook, TripAdvisor like things. Yeah, during this journey, I'm very loving my job and happy and serving the people and sharing this my experience. And I also have got golden opportunity to visit few countries in West Europe, many countries in West Europe, and few countries in Asia like Korea, Japan, things that I have been. So been like 20 years as this guiding lines. I'm very happy and looking forward to giving more service and sharing the experience in future. That's I want to tell now.
Thank you very much. Well,
You're welcome.
we're going to call on your experience, and yeah, I will add my 2 cents worth at various points, and I'm sure if Katie wants to add as well. So when you're looking at trekking in Nepal, the type of factors that will impact on what do you need to take, some of the main things are whether you're doing a short trek or a long trek, whether or not your trek is going to involve any actual climbing rather than trekking, and also what time of year that you're planning to do your trek, whether you are going in monsoon to maybe Upper Mustang or something like that, or whether you're going in winter time versus the normally recommended spring and autumn time for most of the treks. So perhaps you could perhaps I could get my words working correctly. Perhaps you could kickstart that for us, Dinesh, when talking about, like, for a shorter trek, like what would you define as a shorter trek, and what type of particularly clothing, I guess, will be of interest at this stage, and then what other things you would normally take.
Thank you for the opportunity to share this experience and questions. Yeah, as you already mentioned, that it depends what type of clothes you're packing on your bag. It depends where you go, right? So we have like different trekking trails at different areas of Nepal and different seasons, like monsoon, autumn, spring, winter, right? So let's, for example, shorter and longer. Shorter means like if you are just doing like 5-6 days, a week trek in Nepal, that means you will not be reaching in the higher altitude of trek. A long way of behind long days itinerary. So that means you will be very close to the cities and not go on high mountains. So even in autumn or spring, you don't have to take many clothes as you need because you're going short to trek, right? So just kind of warm jackets, down jackets, and some warm trousers, pairs of socks, and comfortable trekking suits, and some beanies and light gloves and light day pack. It is kinds of clothes will be enough.
Yeah.
But when you go for longer trek, like for example, Everest Base Camp, Annapurna Base Camp, or Annapurna Circuit, Manaslu trekking, or any behind the 2 weeks, when we go longer treks and higher trekking, like over 4,000 meters, that means, of course, you are close to the high mountains and glaciers. So you have to know that you are going to face some chill, wind, and seeing like cold. That means you have to prepare the properly, like have to pack very well. So all the like not not like only warm clothes, but when you walk during the day, you need also light clothes. That means when you're walking with you a daytime, you will not feel all the time cold. At that time, you will feel hot because of your body temperature getting start hot when you're moving, right? For
Yeah.
this situation, you need light clothes, means like some t-shirts which cover your long t-shirts, cover your neck, and it would be really nice to, if they digest the like sweat, they make the dry quickly, the dry or quickly one, and warm down jackets which protect at least you in the 5,000 meter. So definitely when you trekking, when you walking, you don't wear your down jackets as you don't need because of the body temperature hot. Also, you cannot walk with big jackets and covering your whole like face. But this jacket you're gonna use in morning and evening, especially when you go for a viewpoint and for outside for morning view or evening, right? And then so at the meantime, you also need like some small jackets which you can wear all the time, like like with all these cold. I mean, like a normal cold or a higher cold, they can always be with you. And you need like pairs of warm trousers, so especially which who can break the winds, break
Mm,
through the winds. And inside trousers, you need like warmer and comfortable thermals, like which inside your body, which will keep you warm. And you also need some sweaters, like high necks, like who cover like your neck, and then full layers. That also helps you. And this is for I'm talking for the longer trekking, okay?
yeah.
And then you need like warmer woolly socks. You can wear anytime when you reach at the hotel, and then when you change your clothes and come for dinner, and at the time also you can wear this woolly and heavy socks. And then of course you need a trekking socks, and this is which give you comfortable and protect your ankles. Even little longer is better.
Mm,
And this is also very comfortable. You need like a two types of gloves. So one is like a light pink, just kind of comfortable for protect, and which is covered for when you're walking during daytime. Especially when you use your stick and walking with the stick, if you have lightweight, cover your
what was that
hands
action again?
like this. Yeah. Yeah. So this will protect, and you need another pair like a windproof. This
Yep.
the heavy one we're gonna use especially when we go for a viewpoint in the morning, early in the morning. Like for
Mm,
example, let's say when you do the Everest Base Camp and do the Kalapathar viewpoint in the morning or even the evening, and if we do in the like a Annapurna circuit trek, when we go on the Annapurna like circuit, the pass day, the high pass day, these heavy gloves we're gonna use. And then you need a warmer beneath, will cover your like ear. And then you need like a sun hat. This hat you're gonna use in the when the sunshine, and you need sunscreen. We always suggest you over 50 power, so which will give you protect your skin. And you
yeah.
need like sunglasses. It is very important. And then you need another important thing, like a head torch with extra batteries. This head torch we're gonna use, for example, as I said already earlier, Kalapatra viewpoint, we walk with light to get our sunrise, right? And
Yep.
same thing we're gonna use in Annapurna circuit or anytime. So this is like it's always recommended to have with you.
Yeah.
And this is the normally things. And then we
Can
also
I add,
suggest you have.
can I add a really important point just there? For the head torch, what point number one is make sure you bring at least two like replacement sets or replacement batteries, because in the cold the batteries can run out quickly. And what I was advised to do with my batteries and my phone and my camera and all of that sort of stuff was to have them inside my sleeping bag with me so that you could keep them warm, because when the batteries get really cold, they lose their charge really quickly. And there is nothing worse than trying to do a sunrise trek when you've got a head torch and your battery's just going.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
It impacts on you, but it also impacts on the rest of the team as well.
it is very important.
Mm,
Head torch and extra batteries. So it's always important to pack.
mm,
And then trekking boots. Trekking boots is very important when you're doing this kinds of long trip. It should be cover your ankles. This is for safety your ankles. Sometime even when we walking, if the rock is fell down or we just slip and then hit our feet, this always protect. Trekking boots with the grips. The grips is like with like holding your feet whenever you then it should be like you have to try before you restart your trek. Maybe whenever you buy at your home place or in Kathmandu, before you start your day, you have to try at least half an hour walk in this trail. That you will feel it how comfortable it is. And then if they are giving some like effects, you will also note it. That we can fix quickly or we can access. This is another important. And when we going longer trekking like Everest Base Camp, Annapurna, like longer any Manaslu and high passes, please buy the new and like strong boots, which will cover with like a light snow or like water, and that would be really comfortable for you to protect your feet,
Yeah.
right? And then the basic first aid kit. So if you are like having like some medicine from long time, consult your doctor before you plan the trip. And then if you have a specific any medicine that you've been using, so take with you. And basic medical kit bag we provide, like for altitude Dimox, for headaches, for band-aids, that for simple journey, so simple injuries. And we have like a professional team who knows how to use it. So we will have that kind of basic medicines kit bag. For that is no problem. But if you are, I mean, like if you are having some issues, like any problem on your health, talk to your consult with your doctor, and if you're using any private medicines from long time, take with you. So we might not get same taste or same brand in Kathmandu,
Yeah.
right? So this is normal for kit bag, and you don't have to bring like your toiletries things like paper, soap, anything you can buy in every places. So, but highly recommended some towel, like if you don't bring the big one, so small travel towel is very
Yeah.
good for you, but still you can borrow in the tea houses, but that towel is using already many people. So
Yeah.
if you are comfortable, so you can use it. You don't need, but I'm talking about this only in trekking, okay? In Kathmandu, in cities, you can get towel in hotel, no problem.
Mm.
That is for travel towel is important.
I've got
You understand?
one of the quick drying ones, that rolls up really small. And I find that is really helpful because it doesn't take up much weight or space. But yeah, though I must admit, not every place that we stopped at, I was actually able to have a proper shower anyway. So
Yeah.
I didn't always have to use it every night. So
Yeah. So sleeping bag, we're not talking about sleeping bag. Sleeping bag is another important gear when you're going on trekking. Well, you can get blankets at lodges, but they're using already many times, from the other travelers, other trekkers. So if you have your own sleeping bag, that is, you can gonna use your own sleeping bag. On top of your sleeping bag, you can still use the blankets from the lodges, but I suggest to have your own sleeping bag. Or like, or if you are not able to buy sleeping bag, still you can get some inner line. Inner line is like thin inner line, which is you can use your own inner line every day, and then on top of inner line, still you can use pairs of blanket if required on the mountain side. Okay, so those gears you can try to buy in your hometown or any your comfortable branded, or like any you like to you have them with you. Or if you don't have time or not getting fit or like anything, you can still buy in Kathmandu. So Kathmandu, it is like big market where you can get everything at the same shop, same market.
do you have down jackets and sleeping bags available for hire, or are there specific companies in Kathmandu that do that?
Yeah, you can hire them, no problem. For
Okay.
down jacket, I would not suggest to hire because it is not on your same size. If they are not fit on your size, it is not comfortable during your whole trek. At least if you buy the one down jacket, you can use for many other treks or many years. So,
Yeah.
but sleeping bag, you can hire. It is the per day $2. So, yeah, when you complete your trek, you can refund them. We have our down jackets to give for our travelers. Sometimes they're not happy with them, as a size and things. So, but normally those people who doesn't have, and so we still give the down jackets, and it is the refundable after trek.
Yeah, I think when I did my Everest Base Camp one, the down jacket I had was probably, well, definitely too big for me, but the advantage of that was that it was easy to wear lots of layers, and that's what I was going to say before, because I did my trek early to mid-September, and we would start off like very cold in the mornings, but by mid-morning 11 o'clock time, we would be down to like either a long sleeve t-shirt or a short sleeve t-shirt. So I was essentially just layering up to try and keep warm and have, you know, a short sleeve t-shirt, like the long sleeve. When I say t-shirt, I'm talking about, you know, the thin workout gear that's easy to layer and like gets rid of the moisture quickly. A couple of those and a light jacket and my neck thing, I forget what it's called. And yeah, but by you know 2 or 3 hours of trekking, most of that had come off for the day. And for my trousers, I took one pair of lightweight trousers, the ones that you can actually zip off at the knees and make them into shorts. I've had those for probably 10 years and I don't think I've ever zipped them off and made them into shorts, but they are quite lightweight. And then I had a heavier weight pair of pants that I took. So I just had 2 pairs of trousers that I used on Everest Base Camp. When I came back and I did Annapurna, given all the stuff that I'd heard about going through Thorongla Pass and what I'd read, I actually also invested in a pair of fleecy lined pants. So when we were up at the, I beg your pardon, I'm losing my voice. When we were up at the very high altitude, so I actually had fleecy pants that I was wearing. The downside to that was once we went through Thorongla, later on that same day in the afternoon, it was actually quite warm. So I was like, now I'm too hot. But I appreciated it the time we went through the pass because I still had my down jacket on and I had my big gloves and I had about 5 layers on because the guide, I think one of the guides or the porter said it was around about -20 centigrade when we went through. So yeah, and blowing a gale. So again, as Dinesh said, if you've got something that's windproof, that's really helpful as well. Sorry, I'm just going to take a quick drink of water. And was there anything else in the equipment that we need to talk about?
I think most of things we cover. What you need for the trekking.
Yeah.
Yeah, as already explained, you have to pack as a seasonal. For a autumn, in beginning of autumn, still we feel like warmer as just we pass the monsoon. You don't have that much, but in the mid of the autumn means from November to December, January. This is like quite cold time, so you have to pack proper gear. Maybe one layers more than the normal. And as we said, like down jackets and Gore-Tex, which cover like with your like it has to be nice like this. And sunglasses, sun creams, gloves, pairs of light gloves and heavy gloves, and like warm sweaters and light jackets, and 12 pairs of jacket. As you explained, zip off jacket trouser is very handy. When in the beginning of trekking, you can use like a half, and then when you feel, you can join them, and that also very comfortable. And the day pack is very important, like 5 to 7 liters day pack, which you can keep your important gears with you, like gadgets or your charger, mobile, your passport, documents. So then you can carry the rest. Your gears will carry by the porters.
Yeah.
And the duffel bag we provide. You can convert your suitcase to duffel bag. We will provide you in departure meeting. So this duffel bag gonna carry by the porter.
Yeah.
And that's normally how it works. And if still on the departure meeting, we remind everything and we check the gear. That means, if required, or we don't go to room to check and we don't ask, but we ask for our clients if they need any help, support to check the gears, and we will. And if you don't have enough, and if forget to buy something at your hometown, still you can buy in Kathmandu, in Tamil market, where you can get the reliable cost. I mean that there is so many different categories from basic to high cost. So you can choose any market. The reasonable cost you can get in the market. Not only there's one shop, there is like hundreds of trekking shops, so you can get it. And then we forgot about walking stick.
I was just going to mention too about the day pack. And it's important to have either water bottles or your water bladder. But also for people who are new to this, you just because you have a bag with everything in it that the porter's carrying, you don't have access to that during the day because the porter may be way ahead of you, and you can't, like, we don't stop and get stuff out of the big bag. It's whatever you've got in your day pack, that's what you've got for the day, and you just have to manage with that. Yeah, and walking sticks.
Walking sticks, you can buy them in Kathmandu also. There's many shops, so we will show you, we will guide you there. If you feel confusion and if you need any help. So, or you can take them from home. So it is always better to have folding one, so where you can they can fit into your bag, especially when you go for flying and then trekking like Everest, or like even in the traveling in the bus, it's always better to have the folding one. Which we can make them to go through the bag. And like we have one experience with our last group. One of our clients, we gave them the bamboo stick, from the Annapurna Base Camp trek. She loved that bamboo stick because it helps a lot her to finish her trek, especially coming down to support her needs. And then she doesn't want to leave that stick to Nepal. She wants to take her home. We have a plan to fly from Pokhara to Kathmandu, and the airplane doesn't allow to take the big bamboo stick.
Oh no.
and then we process and we request and paying like some little fees for the man who work out this, and then she took to home, like we sort out the things, because that means how you lock your gears, will really help your save you in mountains. So like this bamboo stick is alternative, if someone forgot and they feel no need on the beginning of trekking, and when they feel it in the middle of path, so there is no option to buy the stick. So in that case, we use nature. Like nature means cutting small trees or making small stick, and we can still help. So that's possible in some trekking trails, not everywhere. And walking sticks and water bottles. So we suggest water bottles, the thermal one, keeps you warm water. You might not able to drink all the time cold water, especially when you go high section of trek. Like for Everest Base Camp, when you reach over 4,000 meters, you might feel a little chill. Even in the sunshine, as you are close to the big mountains, you still feel cold. At that case, you feel a little dry throat, like cold things. That in this time, we suggest to have warm water. Drink warm water. That means that will keep you warmer and save your throat, not out from pain. So we have a thermal, so that it's really easy for you. Even you can split the water from the mineral water to the thermal when you drink cold water in the beginning of trek.
Yeah.
And when you go in the mountains, so you can always use it. It is really handy.
Okay, yeah, because I've just got a Camelback. I don't have a thermal one, but that's good to know.
It is. If possible, you can take both of them.
Yeah.
Like when you're not filling the water, it's not heavy. And when you don't need, you can keep in your duffel bag, the thermal one, and then when you feel need it, that one, then you can keep with you, and then the another one you can keep it in your porter bag. So no problem.
But the good thing about most of the treks in Nepal is that throughout the day, like you can replenish your water supply, so you don't have to start the day with everything that you need. Because last year, like late July, early August, I trekked in the middle of Australia and did Lara Pinta Trail, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and we had some really super hot weather, even though it was winter time, and pretty much most of the time, the only opportunities to replenish our water supply were at the beginning or the end of the day when we were at the trailhead. So we literally needed to carry the water that we needed for the day with us, like from the beginning. And we were recommended to take 4 to 5 liters every day. Most days I didn't drink all of it, but there were a couple. So it is always important when you're trekking and you're not familiar with the area to listen to the recommendations. And, even if it does seem a little bit like, oh, it's a pain carrying this much, or I don't understand why we need this. Listen to the experts. Now, Katie, did you have any questions or comments that you'd like to add today?
I guess, when Dinesh was talking about the wind, particularly, I guess, when you're going up Kalapatha, in the early hours of the morning and it'll be very cold. Would a balaclava be suitable for that climb?
And could you please repeat one more, because some noise, I could not receive all the words. What are you saying?
I was wondering, when you're going up Kalapatha in the early morning and it's cold, would a balaclava be okay for that trek?
A balaclava, to put over your face?
Yeah, it kind of goes over your,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine. Yeah. So in this case, when we doing this kind of a day trip, like in morning before sunrise or in evening, so it is highly recommend to have like some masks. You can also buy in Kathmandu, some face masks. Like which cover like your this ear, or like you can just cover like all your mouth, especially cover your like neck and then mouth.
Yeah, I've got some that
But you have to be able to still breathing.
What I found, because I use the stuff around your neck that you pull up to here and then have my beanie down to here. But if you've got glasses on, what I found was when you breathe, it fogs up your glasses. But it does keep your face really warm. And you don't need glasses until the sun comes up.
Yeah, you don't need sunglasses. Yeah.
But before you actually start off on the trek, do you come and double check that I've got everything, and anything obviously I don't have, well, go and source it in the shop somewhere. But I guess I'm just thinking about how much I should be bringing with me, and what I can buy over there, that.
Okay. I'll just jump in there, Dinesh. Yes, there is before you leave Kathmandu, there is a review of trekking equipment and what you've bought, and if you want somebody to go through everything with you, we can do that. We also do have, like, I have got a Dinesh and I have put together like a packing guide which talks about some of these different things, and has, rather than just a list of what to pack, it has some explanation as well. So I will send you a copy of that, and then for anybody who's watching the replay, I'll put the link for that so that you can download that as well. But yeah, you're not just going to be left on your own and like try and figure it out. And I forget, I had to go into the markets in Tamil to get a couple of last minute things. I think I bought gaiters and something else which were kind of recommended, and then I didn't actually end up using them, but I had them anyway. What else did I buy? Oh, a waterproof cover for my backpack, which I didn't have. So there were just a couple, and that I used a couple of times because we did get a little bit of rain. But it is important to once you get there, if you're not sure, have somebody else take a watching eye and go through it with you and work out, is there anything that we need to duck out and get. Buying lots when you get to Kathmandu is another option. For me personally, most of the stuff that I've got, like, I feel more comfortable having tried it out before I get there, rather than waiting to get there and not being sure exactly what I'm going to have. But then that's a personal preference as well.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. Anything else?
And yeah, so I just want to add a little bit. You're
Yep.
right. And yeah, when you as I'm said earlier in departure meeting, we'll check your all gear, and then if you don't have enough or you have extra, then accordingly you can keep some in Kathmandu and take in for trekking. So here is on the hotel, there is like a store, you can store your extra bags if you have like any extra things. Exactly whatever need for the trek, for your trekking, we will advise you, we will suggest you. And if you don't have those clothes, still you can have last chance to buy in Kathmandu. So no worries about that. Yeah. The list, what we provide you, you prepare accordingly. And then if there is not enough or any extra, so we'll work out at the meantime, no problem for that.
Okay. Well, I think we might call it a day there because we've gone a bit over our 30 minutes. But thank you for joining us, Katie, and thank you so much, Dinesh. As always, your knowledge and wisdom is much appreciated. And for those of you who are following us, next week, we are actually going to talk about Tibet. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Dinesh?
Tibet, Kailash. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've just been working on an itinerary over the last week to, and I'm not Mount Kailash.
Mount Kailash, yes.
Yes, yeah. So that's what we'll focus on next week. But as always, if you have specific questions that you would like to ask directly to Dinesh, make sure you join us, because even if it's completely off topic, we don't care, because if you want to know, then somebody else will want to know as well. So that's it for us for this week. So I will say namaste to both of you. And
I will say same. Namaste, Katie and Michelle. And have a good afternoon. And we see you in next week. And Katie, you have any questions, concern about the trip, so you can always message me, so I will help you.
No, thank you very much.
You're welcome.